What's up, everybody? So, one more video for you for tonight, because I'm going to have about... I could do this Cubs game recap tomorrow, but obviously I'm going to have three WNBA game recaps tomorrow to do, plus a Cubs game recap for their game tomorrow, plus the NBA playoff predictions, because they'll be starting on Monday. Obviously, I thought I was going to have a hockey one tonight, but that will be Tuesday because obviously Canadians decided to be dumb and let the Sabres tie that series tonight. I'm not a Canadian fan, but I was going to get at least two of my series predictions right as far as the series predictions go. But yeah, the Canadians ruined that for him. But anyways, just want to give you an update on the NHL playoffs. Obviously, one game left to be decided, which will be decided on Monday, in a pivotal Game 7 between the Montreal Canadiens and Buffalo Sabres. And then the first round will officially get underway on Wednesday with a matchup in the Western Conference, which will be the Colorado Avalanche, and the Vegas Golden Knights. But anyways, on to your game recap. This is your Cubs Game 46 recap. And in Game 46, the Cubs fall to the Chicago White Sox tonight, 8-3. Now dropping the Cubs record on the year to 29-17. Your starting and losing pitcher for this game for the Cubs was Jameson Taillon, and in 5 innings pitched, he gave up. And in 5 innings pitched, Jameson gave up 8 hits, 8 runs, and struck out 2. The Cubs offensively had 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Let's get into them hits. Or let's get into them runs first. We had Michael Conforto, Pete Crow-Armstrong, and Miguel Amaya, each with 1 run apiece. So, we got Nico Hoerner, Michael Busch, Michael Conforto, and Pete Crow-Armstrong, each with 1 hit apiece. And then we had Alex Bregman and Miguel Amaya, each with 2 hits apiece. So let's get into them RBIs. We had Pete Crow-Armstrong with 2 RBIs, and then Miguel Amaya with 1 RBI. And then we had Pete Crow-Armstrong and Miguel Amaya, each with 1 home run apiece. Player game could go to either or. There's only 2 guys that was going to qualify for player of the game tonight, and that was Pete Crow-Armstrong and Miguel Amaya. Could have went to either one of them. Obviously, Miguel had one more hit than Pete did, and Pete had 1 more RBI than Miguel did. But obviously, like I just said, Pete Crow-Armstrong and Miguel Amaya each had a home run tonight. So I'm just going to give player of the game to... So your player of the game for the Cubs is going to go to Pete Crow-Armstrong with 1 run, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, and a home run. The Cubs' next game is tomorrow. It's a 1:10 game at Chicago White Sox. But anyways, before I get off here, I just want to say I will be back on here tomorrow with some game recaps. I have a my oldest niece, my second oldest niece is graduating tomorrow. So I have that to go do, but after I get done with that and get done with the family, I will be back on, because obviously I have the Cubs game recap. By the time I get done with that stuff with family, Cubs game should be over. Then I'll have 3 WNBA game recaps tomorrow to do, and obviously I'll have my NBA playoff Western. I will obviously also have my NBA Eastern Western Conference. I will obviously have my Eastern Western. So also tomorrow, I will have 3 WNBA game recaps to do, a Cubs game recap to do, and I will have my NBA Eastern and Western Conference semifinals prediction review, and Eastern and Western Conference finals prediction to do. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Anyways, like I said, Cubs next game is tomorrow at 1:10 at the Chicago White Sox. Go Cubs, go.